What is seduction? Seduction is a game of psychology, not beauty. It is within the grasp of everyone to become a master at the game. Some people are born with it, but some may never master it. This means the use of their character to capture, keep, and lead their victim astray. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a love coach and image consultant. My name is Rachel. If you're new to this channel, you're most welcome to join us in this journey. If you haven't subscribed, click on the link down below to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the small bell down below to get notified once I post new content. I'll get right to it. Do you feel unattractive? Do you want to improve your dating life and feel more desired? Do you feel like you don't have many options left and you want to settle for less? Or are you in pursuit of desire or to be desired? There are ways you can tap into your character to realize what makes you more attractive, more desired. Do you want to learn how to become more attractive? Do you practice the art of seduction in marriage? Do you know the art of seduction in a long-distance relationship? Or are you just tired of looking for relationship advice? The art of seduction changed my life. I would love to tell you more about the book, just for you to understand, for those who haven't read it yet. The Art of Seduction is a Robert Greene book, who is also the author of the 48 Laws of Power. He has a degree in classical studies and has been an editor at Esquire and other magazines. He is also a playwright and lives in Los Angeles. Just Elfas is the producer of The Art of Seduction and also the 48 Laws of Power, The Secret Language of Birthdays, The Secret Language of Relationships, Play with Your Food. Extensive research was done in the publication and production of this book. The Art of Seduction is written in Robert Greene's typical style of demonstrating universal principles via historical examples. This book is both entertaining and very informative. The book has different parts. We have the seductive character, the anti-seducer, the 18 types of seducer victims, the seductive process, of which the seductive process has various phases. There's also an appendix which has A, seductive environment and seductive time, B, soft seduction, how to sell anything to the masses. The book is not only about sexual seduction, but rather a universal guide on seduction in the most general terms, whether be it politically or socially. It should be read by all. And I'm not trying to sell the book or something, I'm just sharing knowledge with you of which I thought and I found to be interesting. If you have read the book, tell me about your experiences down in the comments below. I always like to share experiences and knowledge. Tell me how you found the book. Tell me if you're going to buy it. The book is available in Amazon, and you can also check in your local bookstore. I bought mine online, so it would be nice to share experiences and share knowledge. See how it helped change your life, because it changed my life for sure. The Art of Seduction and reading The Art of Seduction changed my life. This content is to arm you with the weapons of persuasion and charm, so that those around you will unconsciously lose the ability to resist you. Class is in session. Every seduction has two elements you must first analyze and understand. First is yourself and what is seductive about you. And second, your target and the actions that will penetrate their defenses and create surrender. These are important for you not to seem mechanical or manipulative, or not to limit your potential by not paying attention to the other person. My video is with reference to The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, which is available in hardcover and audio. I will also leave information sources in my description. This book is a must-have for everyone who seeks to learn the essence of charisma to accumulate immense power without the use of force. So, what is seduction? Seduction is a game of psychology, not beauty. It is within the grasp of everyone to become a master at the game. Some people are born with it, but some may never master it. This means the use of their character to capture, keep, and lead their victim astray. Seduction is not only sexual, but rather political, social, or otherwise. I'm giving you some outstanding characteristics of seducers so that you can judge yourself and be honest with yourself to see if you are a seducer or not. Then you can work on yourself. One is a seducer is always ready. This means every social and personal interaction is seen as a potential seduction. There is never a moment to waste. The first impression sometimes is the last. Many people never get a second chance. So let's imagine a job interview scenario. You have to be there and be on your A game. That is the same as dating and meeting people for the first time. The first impression sometimes is the last. You have to be on your A game and you have to see each and every opportunity as a potential for you to get where you want to go. You may create desire or completely destroy it. Each and every action counts. Seduction is necessary in every competitive situation. One question to you: do you feel like you're always ready? Number 2, seducers are never self-absorbed. They're never self-absorbed. Their gaze is directed outward, not inward. A seducer's sole focus is on their target. Their target is in the spotlight. A seducer is not absorbed in their own thoughts, activities, or interests. They instead take a step back and let their target shine. Anti-seducers are narcissistic and normally think just about themselves. Seducers give their target a chance to shine. You will see seducers complimenting a lot. They are always seeing the positive side of things. Anti-seducers will only talk about themselves and they want to outshine everyone around them. Number 3, seducers overwhelm another person by an experience and create a longing for more. First, seducers drew men with an alluring appearance, designing their makeup and adornment to fashion the image of a goddess come to life. By teasing a man's imagination and stimulating the desire for not just sex, but something greater. The chance to possess a fantasy figure. Once they had their victims, they led them astray from war and politics into luxury, spectacle, and pleasure. First known seducers like Bathsheba in the Old Testament, Cleopatra, they used their own appearance to get what they wanted, but it wasn't only about sex. Seducers will create an experience for you that you will want more, and in the end you will want to really possess them because they make you feel good and they give you good experiences. When you are open and you want to actively seduce, you have to be able to offer an experience or something that creates more desire to be around you. That's very important when you're a seducer. It's just like a very nice dining experience or travel. You will always want to relive the moment again because you had the best experience of your life. Number 4, seducers are completely amoral in their approach to life. Amoral, which means they are unconcerned with the rightness or wrongness of something. Being unconventional, in my experience and opinion, is one of the greatest tools in the art of seduction. So I'm not asking you to break the rules. I'm just asking you to think out of the box. As a person who wants to effectively seduce, you have to also do things in a different way, not just like each and every person out there. This can be the way you dress, the way you talk, your voice, the way you act, your behavior. You have to be outstanding. You have to be good. You have to be pleasant to be around. Different. You have to be willing to break one rule or two, or conventions. You can't be just as straight as an arrow and think that you are going to outshine anybody else out there. Trust me, life itself is hard, it's boring. Can you imagine being around boring people? Sometimes people are looking for some little adventure, some danger attached to it. So seducers who are very unconventional, they tend to offer that. Most seducers create a desire for more seduction. That is number 5. This leads to the desire to possess them. Seducers are people who understand the tremendous power contained in such moments of surrender. When their victims surrender, they analyze what happens when people are in love, study the psychological components of the process, what spurs the imagination, what casts a spell. By instinct and through practice, they master the art of making people fall in love. The first seductresses knew how to make people and recognize the importance of making people fall in love and not lust. A man in lust is difficult to control. A man in love is easily misled. Creating love and enchantment becomes a model for all seductions, sexual, social, and emotional. The harder you try to resist the lure of seduction as a form of power, the more you'll find yourself fascinated. Most of us know the power of someone falling in love with us. This feeling is intoxicating. It gives us so much confidence, which makes us more seductive. Nothing will bring you more power in the modern world than the ability to seduce. According to Robert Greene, the main obstacle to becoming a seducer is this foolish prejudice we have of seeing love and romance as some kind of sacred, magical realm where things just fall into place if they're meant to. Leaving anything to chance is a recipe for disaster. And falling in love is a matter of psychology and not magic. So once a seducer is ready, always impeccable, what will they do once they identify their target? As I said before, seducers are never self-absorbed. When they meet someone, their first move is to get inside that person's skin, to see the world in their eyes. Everyone has their own insecurities, but seducers tend to ignore theirs. Getting into someone's skin has a lot of advantages. One of the advantages is that you will know how it is to be them, what makes them tick. This information will help you design individualized attention for them. It will make you know what makes them not to think straight and what can make them lose the ability to resist you. Many people do not have this ability because they approach people with prejudice, with their own thoughts. Seducers are able to take a step back and allow themselves to get to know this person. They allow themselves to see the world in your own eyes. Getting into the target's skin or under their skin is the first practical tactic in the war of penetration. So as seducers, we also see ourselves as givers of pleasure, and it's nothing sexual. We offer adventure, we offer romance, and we offer danger. Thank you for listening and watching so far. I would like to see your comments down below. Like and subscribe, And let's go on. When you're around a seducer, you are able to go an extra mile and get out of your skin by something that is exciting or adventurous. Seducers know the possibility of offering pleasure will make people follow you. In this world where everyone is weighed down and stressed out, a seducer will be seen as a lifesaver. According to Robert Greene, The Art of Seduction, a seducer sees all of life as a theater, everyone an actor. Many people feel they have constricted roles in life, which makes them unhappy. Seducers, on the other hand, can be anyone, and they can assume any roles. Seducers take pleasure in performing and are not weighed down by their identity or by the need to be themselves or to be natural. As we have seen in this world today, many people are just trying to be what they're not, or just trying to follow the crowd. What people lack in life is no more reality but illusion, fantasy, and play. Going back to appearance, seducers' clothes, places they take you to, and their words and actions are slightly heightened because they don't really care what everyone else has to say about them. They are very unconcerned about other people's opinions. They also do not deal in moral judgments. So from what I saw in The Art of Seduction, there are the seducer types that I'm going to talk about, and I'm also going to break down what makes them anti-seductive or the dangers that are associated with these types of seducers. People will always have an opinion about us that sometimes we respond to. Most of the times we respond to. But when we fall in love, we seem blinded that no opinion matters. The original word for seduction is to lead astray in Spanish. We lose the ability to think straight when in love. We surrender to the will of our lovers and our desire to possess. Most seducers understand the tremendous power that comes with their victim surrender. They master the art of making people fall in love and not lust. The first seductresses, for example, Bathsheba, Helen of Troy, the Chinese siren He-She, and Cleopatra mastered this art. They mastered how to lead their victims astray. I will start with the sirens. A siren is the first type of seducer who is not afraid of presenting an exaggerated feminine appearance through the way she dresses and the makeup she wears. So like I said before, we have 9 seducer types. A siren is the most potent of all. She operates on a man's most basic emotions, and if she plays her role properly, she can transform strong and responsible men into childish slaves. Famous siren personified figures include Cleopatra and Marilyn Monroe. The first one is they focus on their physical appearance and always look impeccable. They lure their victims by cultivating a particular appearance and manner. Sirens will know what is good about them, their looks, and they will dress for their body types. They will know how to behave when around people, and they will make sure that they are always impeccable. One characteristic of a seducer is that they're always ready. Sirens are always trying to look impeccable so that they can strike when the opportunity presents itself. They will not wait, they will not waste time. They will be ready to enjoy the moment of seduction when it presents itself. A siren knows how to dress up, knows how to dress for her body type. She knows the right makeup to wear, right shade of makeup to wear, and she will also know how to behave when she is outside of her door. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to know that life happens once we leave our homes. Outside our homes, it's where life happens. You can meet your future boss, future investor, future husband, doesn't matter, but you have to always look your best. You have to always behave your best once you leave the comfort of your homes. Sirens know this. They cultivate a particular appearance and manner because they know opportunities or seduction opportunities may come anywhere. And when the opportunity of seduction presents itself, then you are ready because you left your house or home ready. Focusing on your physical appearance will also boost your confidence. You need to find your body type and how to dress for it. Highlight your good features, hide the ones that you're not so confident about. Number 2 is that sirens are always ready for opportunities to enjoy seduction when they present themselves. A siren will always be ready. That is one of the outstanding characteristics of seducers that we saw. A seducer is always ready. Every social and potential and personal interaction is always seen as a potential for seduction and to enjoy seduction. Sirens enjoy the art of seduction. They enjoy to play the game because they are good at it. Imagine looking for a job opportunity. You always have to have your elevator pitch ready just in case an opportunity presents itself in a meetup or in the club or somewhere in a restaurant. You might see a CEO or CFO of a company that you really want to work with. And when you present yourself, you have to look your best and speak your best and act your best. Sirens are confident in your own allure. That is number 3. They carry confidence. One of the best assets someone can have, one of the best accessories someone can wear is their confidence. Confidence can take you to places. Number 4 is a siren's presence is sexually charged, which means that they learn to take control of the male libido by embodying his fantasy. A siren is somebody who expresses their sexual energy and they're not afraid to use it to get to somewhere they want. That doesn't mean to have sex. That gives you a fantasy of what you might get or even more. So they make someone to fall in love with them and not in lust. Lust is short term. Sirens focus on the long term. It is basically using your sexuality to get to where you want to without having to have sex with someone. Your allure, your demeanor, to sound erotic and to be able to use that to actively capture your victim and lead them astray. It is creating a fantasy. In short, sirens can use their sexuality in order to capture and lead their victims astray. Sirens use playful yet delightful voices. A siren can have an insinuating voice that subliminally hints erotic. A siren never speaks quickly, aggressively, or at a high pitch. Her voice is calm, as if she never got out of bed. Every time they speak of Cleopatra, they mentioned her voice. She wasn't one of the most beautiful women on earth, but her voice was calming. Her voice had presence. Each and every leader you see out there, they learned how to use their voices and practice and bring it a couple of tones lower so that it comes like she never got out of bed. Trust me, there's a way that a voice can make you very unattractive even if you're so pretty or gorgeous. A voice is a big asset. Learning how to use your voice to get to where you want is the ultimate art of seduction, and you can use your voice to open so many doors in your life. Knowing how to speak gently. A siren knows how to keep the distance between her and her victim, maintaining the same levels of intrigue and wonder. This means that sirens know how to hide behind a siren mask so that the man will not really come close and see the real person. One of the things you can practice is to be slightly elusive. Always being available and too needy will lead you nowhere. People stop chasing for things which are available. Do you really see them advertising McLaren, Lamborghinis, the new Aston Martins? Things or commodities that are easily available and not treasured. Keeping a man at a proper distance creates respect. he will respect you more, he will value you. So don't let men close. Don't let them close enough to see or notice you. Don't let them even see your weaker qualities, because everyone has their own weakness. We have seen that the siren can have immense power when she knows how to use her ability and sexuality, how she can act, and what influence she has. But for everything that has an advantage, has a disadvantage. Anything that can make you happy can make you sad. And here are the dangers of being a siren. A siren may stir envy. Not many people will be able to associate with you or like you. A siren can be taken advantage of. If she doesn't play her cards well, she might be the victim or a victim of male desire. When you create too much attention, you can be irritating or worse. Another disadvantage is that a siren may attract attention, and it may just be sexual attention in the end. It might not be to her own benefit the way she wanted to, or it might not always get her where she wants to go. We saw how Marilyn Monroe died. Sometimes too much attention or what you bring to you according to your character may not be good for you. Beauty fades, you'll get older or replaced. According to Robert Greene, in The Art of Seduction, the siren must prepare for age by paying attention early on to the more psychological, less physical forms of coquetry that can continue to bring her power once her beauty starts to fade. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching this far. So we started with the outstanding characteristics of all seducers. Then we went to the type of seducers, where I told you there are 9 seducer types. After that, we started with the sirens, most potent of all seducers. The first one, I chose to give you the characteristics of the siren and the advantages, disadvantages, and what a siren should do as she gets older. Before I get deeper into the siren, I would like to ask you some questions based on what I have shown you this far. Do you think you're a seducer? Do you think you're a siren? Do you think you have missed opportunities of seduction? Do you actively enjoy seduction, or do you find opportunities to enjoy seduction? Do you feel like there's a chance you've missed out on seduction? Just comment down below. I will read and respond to it. Sometimes we feel like we're not ready, like we're not enough. Opportunities may present themselves, and we might be very shy or too blind to see. Like I said, seduction is a process, so we don't need to hurry. Right now we have the coronavirus. It's difficult for us to be able to enjoy these opportunities in person. We can also do that online. I am going to do that in my next video to just show you how to effectively play the seduction game online, and I don't mean anything obscene or anything compromising. You can play this game, and you can even get people to come visit you where you are once everything gets relaxed. Seduction is an ongoing process. We cannot stop it. Marriage people, you're free to comment down below. I left my email just in case there's some things that are missing in your life, or just in case there's some things which you need help with. The siren types are the goddess, the competitor, the companion, the sex kitten, and the mother. I will start with the goddess siren. The goddess siren uses her elusiveness in order to attract and appeal to men, with men succumbing to a sense of wanting what they cannot have. I consider it to be the most difficult, yet the most rewarding. If you know how to keep your distance, even if someone is in love with you, if you know how to give someone space, it gives you a certain symbol. When you are too around, too needy, someone is going to get unattracted to you. with time. You need to be able to give emotional space and physical space. People cannot be always around you and value you. People are going to only value you in your absence. And I don't like using this example, but when someone dies, they become valuable, more valuable than when they were alive because they're not there anymore. The way people speak about the loved ones who have passed on is different from how they will speak of them when they were around. Stay away and know when to come back. The goddess has mastered this. She knows how to keep her distance. She also knows how to adorn herself. You cannot be a goddess in t-shirts and jeans. You need to step up and level up. Let's say if the voice is missing, the face is missing, the looks are missing, your adornment must compensate to whatever you feel like is inadequate. A siren who was a genius of clothes and adornment was Pauline Bonaparte, sister of Napoleon. Pauline consciously strove for a goddess effect, fashioning hair, makeup, and clothes to evoke the look and air of Venus, the goddess of love. My next one is the competitor siren who is at home in the traditional worlds of men, such as the boardroom. A tomboy, a risk taker, she's just most comfortable with men than women. While this makes her low maintenance, she is sexually aggressive. I have seen competitor tomboys or competitor sirens in sports, in fields that women consider very masculine. Ladies and gentlemen, number 3 is the companion siren. The companion siren is the best friend of the man, the ultimate example of the saying, behind every successful man, there's a good woman. They are very supportive, they are very feminine, they are there to hold their man down. They know their place in a man's life and they stay in their place. These are sirens who are the wife material, who are the ones men take home to their mama. The companion siren is more subtle in how she makes her decisions and how she makes her moves. You might not notice what she's doing, but she is always doing a lot behind the scenes. She has done a lot of work on herself. She's not particularly interested in power or conquering. Number 4 is the mother siren, who understands instinctively what men need and provides it, be it emotionally, physically, or sexually. We saw what the sirens do. A siren will get under your skin. So the mother siren will really get under your skin, try to see the world with your eyes and use that. When you're a mother siren, you will know what specifically someone wants from you, and that is what you just provide. It is difficult to assess what someone wants if you don't walk under their skin or walk in their shoes. The mother siren is able to really get into someone and know exactly what makes them tick, what makes them lose, and use that against them. Number 5, we have the sex kitten siren. The sex kitten siren relates strongly to men on a sexual and sensuous level. She is the tactile feminine woman who becomes a man's muse. One of the best sex kitten siren examples is Marilyn Monroe, how she was the feminine appearance and also having to have the playful demeanor. That is like a childlike behavior, which some men love, although sometimes it sounds perverted, but some men love a woman who can also exhibit some childlike characteristics. Thank you for watching, sharing, liking, and subscribing. I enjoy making these videos and sharing knowledge. Curiosity is key. Feel free to comment or share anything down below. So far, we have seen that The siren thrives on their desire for personal pleasure and playfulness. They revel in enjoying their senses and the pleasure they can bring, as well as pushing the boundaries of what is acceptable to society. They are very confident and exotic. Here's a quick recap. We defined what seduction was, characteristics of all seducers, of which I told you a seducer is always ready, that every social and personal interaction is seen as potential seduction. Seducers are never self-absorbed, their gaze is directed outward and not inward. Seducers overwhelm another person by an experience and create a longing for more. Seducers are completely amoral in life and they don't really care about conventions and they don't even judge people morally. Seducers create a desire for more attention and more seduction. This leads to the desire to possess them. I also gave you the 9 seducer types, which include sirens, rakes, ideal lovers, dandies, naturals, coquettes, charmers, charismatics, and stars. I started with the sirens, gave you siren personified figures, which include Marilyn Monroe and Cleopatra. I further described the characteristics of all sirens, the advantages and dangers of being a siren, siren victims, what a siren should do as she gets older, and the 5 types of the siren archetype. My review has many sources, but I keep on quoting The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. I find it a nice read. It's a must read for each and every person there who wants to learn the art of seduction and to effectively seduce. Thank you for watching this far, and my question to you is that do you consider yourself seductive? Do you consider yourself a seducer? Or are you playing safe? Do you know how to really convince or how to use persuasion and charm to get where you want to go? Or are you just leaving things to chance? Leaving things to chance is planning to fail. As a good general, we have to have a strategy when we want to seduce our victims. That means being able to get under someone's skin, being able to see the world in their eyes, being able to walk in their shoes, and know how to be them. In the war of penetration, you need to know your victim. You cannot attack your enemy without knowing them, without knowing what makes them tick, without knowing their weaknesses. All seducers know the fulfillment that comes with leading your victim astray, making them surrender, making them follow you until they drown. This can only be achieved when you know how to practice the art of seduction. An art is something that you need to practice, you need to tame it. Not everyone is good at practicing the art of seduction because most of us, we are too timid, we are too constricted, we are too straight as an arrow, we don't really care. We are used to conventions and conform to what we think is a norm, what we think is okay. Seducers are not going to care if you're going to judge them or not. Seducers do things differently. That's why they are able to seduce. That's how they are able to lead their victims astray. You cannot expect to be normal. You cannot expect to do everything like everybody else and win. One word I can use to describe a siren is outstanding, is stepping out of the crowd. You cannot be like everybody else and expect to succeed. What I like about The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene is that he did a lot of research. He worked with a nice team. They were able to get even Greek mythology, which I find very fascinating. The book also has various information sources that can enrich your knowledge. In short, the book is very entertaining and it's a nice read. Don't worry if you don't fall under the siren category. I am going to give you all the other seducer types, and then you can judge yourself. You can see where you fall in, you can see your own reflection and be able to judge yourself or be able to learn how to effectively seduce, advantages and dangers of being in your seducer type, and you can also know how to effectively seduce or have an exit strategy once the time comes. How I saw the art of seduction is finding yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what type of seducer you are to be able to effectively seduce. You cannot go out there without knowing who you really are. And with seduction, excluding sexual seduction, you have to really know who you are and who your competition is, who your victim is, and be able to seduce. Before reading The Art of Seduction, I did not have any clue of how to seduce. And when I seduced, it wasn't for love, it was for lust. I found myself really in a very dark place just because I couldn't effectively seduce and lead my victim astray. I seduced, but it was difficult to maintain that relationship and to lead my victim astray. So what do sirens symbolize? Sirens symbolize temptation, risk, and desire. Any man that passes the aisle is tempted to stop his ship and listen to the siren's sweet sounds. Sirens can manipulate feelings of love, whether sexual or platonic. In ancient Greek mythology, a siren is a hybrid creature with the body of a bird and the head of a human. Sirens are dangerous creatures who live on rocky islands to lure sailors to their doom by their sweet song. So, according to Greek mythology, how did Odysseus avoid the sirens? Odysseus ordered his men to seal their ears with beeswax, thus protecting them from the sirens' alluring singing. Indeed, Odysseus alone heard the sirens' seductive song, although he had men tie him to the mast so that he was unable to respond to the enchanting singing. Sirens are seen as a symbol of mythology that represents the dangers associated with the pleasurable desires of man and also the dangers associated with seductive women. As an image consultant, I always advise people not to go according to the conventions. You have to find something that fits you and something that flatters you. Also go for colors that are good and complement your skin tone. A nice fresh scent can be very seductive. Be sure to avoid anything overpowering. Smelling nice is tremendously seductive. Pick out some pleasant scents of perfume and cologne and make sure to dab them on your wrists and behind your ears. Grooming, I cannot stop talking about grooming. Keep your hair clean and shiny. There's no single hairstyle that is seductive. However, making an effort on your looks is attractive. It shows that you have discipline. It shows that you care about people around you. Have you ever been close to someone who's not groomed, well groomed? You feel uncomfortable. People who take their time to groom show that they make an effort and they care about people around them. Also, being physically fit is also very seductive. It shows discipline and it just shows people that you really care about your overall health. Another tip of being seductive, let's say if you're talking to someone, try to touch the person on the arm when you're talking and then grab their hand for a second and let it go. Keep things light and playful. If you want to be more seductive, avoid being too serious. Don't treat someone like you're interrogating them or like you're interviewing them. Don't make someone feel like they're in a job interview. You can't make someone attracted to you. However, acting in a seductive way may help you spark their interest. So, as you have seen so far, seduction appeals to a person's most primal instincts. It works in a way that they can be completely oblivious to to the fact that you're actually seducing them. So ladies and gentlemen, as we learn more about the art of seduction or the war of penetration, how to lure our victims and lead them astray, we also need to know what are the physical signs of attraction. Sometimes you might be targeting the wrong target and look like a freak or like a weirdo. You need to also know who to target and if you have successfully started the process of seduction. Like I said, seduction is a process. There is no need to rush seduction. However, you need to know if you are on the right target or not. Aiming for the right target will save you more time and effort. Knowing that you have started the process is the first step in seduction. So before we get into the emotions and how someone reacts to you emotionally, you need to see if they are physically attracted to you, if they find you attractive, if you are nice to be around, or if they want you around them. Just because many people will show you, there's some little signs you will see or some little reactions that will show you someone is interested in you or attracted. Here are the physical signs of attraction. One of them is that someone may blush or have flushed skin. This is involuntary. It can also be an indicator that someone is attracted to you. Our faces flush from a rush of adrenaline or excitement, like after an orgasm, because our faces are the primary source of communication and emotion. Blushing is an honest response which can trigger when you feel caught or humiliated. And sometimes when someone's defenses are low, they are going to blush. Some people may change their voice when they engage in conversation as a sign of unspoken attraction. Men might deepen their voices. Women, like I said about when I gave you the siren examples, women may speak like they never got out of bed, and they did that. Marilyn Monroe also did that with her voice. It was high-pitched, but she practiced and learned how to bring in a couple of tones lower. If you know how to read people, body language can be a strong sign of attraction. Not closed off, eye contact. Here are some signs of attraction in men. They will graze your skin as you talk with each other, limited interruptions or distractions, angling his pelvis towards you, nervously stumbling over his words, stealing glances when you look away. Here are some of the signs of physical attraction when it comes to body language to women. Stroking their hair when licking their lips softly, laughing at your jokes, even the bad ones, making attempts to touch you, your hand or shoulder, fiddling with random objects. A power sign of attraction is the way people sit or stand in your presence. For instance, they lean or tilt their body forward, or if they angle their chair closer to yours during dinner. Conversely, you might not want to pursue a date that noticeably pulls away from you when you lean in, since that's not a sign of physical attraction and is not a sign of sexual dynamic. When someone is attracted to you, they subconsciously adapt some of your mannerisms and behavior to create a bond that is like building rapport. That is also when someone tries to feel aligned with you or to use your phrases or to mimic your face. People begin to mirror each other when they feel comfortable. When the objects of your affection finds you attractive, mimicking the things you will do shows that they are just too comfortable to be around you and to be engaged in your reaction. So people will try to enhance their appearance once you start seducing them effectively. This is because they want to have their clothes and hair in check. Another sign of physical attraction is increase in body temperature. Similar to how blood rushes to the surface of your skin when you're flushed or blushing, An increase in body temperature will elicit the same physical response, but what follows is sweat because of your high rapid rate. Another sign that somebody is physically attracted to you is holding deep gazes. In a room full of people or in a candlelight dinner, a prolonged eye contact is a sign that someone is attracted to you. So those were physical signs of attraction. We have also behavioral signs of attraction, which include fidgeting in your presence, stroking the arm or rotating the same button in the shirt, frequent communication, which means if you notice someone who goes out of their way to spark or extend conversations with you in person, over the phone, or through text, take it as a good sign. Naturally, you want to talk to people who like you or who are like you. Not only does this mean that this person is attracted to you, but this person wants to foster a connection that goes beyond the surface. They want to get you to know them, and they also want to let you learn more about them too, in hopes attraction will be mutual. Flirty physical contact may include, like, women may lightly touch the arm of the person. It's not an invitation to a sexual encounter. It just means that she might actually like you. On the other hand, a man may place his hand on the crook of your elbow or tuck your hair behind your ear. Plus, there's always an old school sign when a man puts his hand on your lower back to guide you as you cross the street or on the dance floor. That's often a sign of attraction. Another thing is that when someone asks you too many questions, they want to form a bond with you, they want to get to know you, and this shows their interest in you. So let's say you're in a restaurant, they will remove physical barriers that are between you. That includes menu, silverware, beverages, to just have a clear view, to just look at you and admire you. When someone is interested in you, they will take the lead in making plans. When somebody actually likes you, they'll be open to meeting up during the day and doing other activities, not just at night. Consider your interest when planning dates and plan them in advance. If someone is physically attracted to you, they are going to be very attentive, or send you, like for example, send you a thoughtful text, or surprise you with gifts, or compliment your haircut. You will get to meet their family and friends because they want to introduce you to their circle. It will just be easy for you. When someone introduces you to the intimate part of family and friends, they want you around, and they feel comfortable to bring you close to their family and friends. Normally, if someone doesn't want you around, they're going to keep you as a secret because you don't really matter. In the end, there's no way to really know if someone likes you or not if they haven't told you or without directly asking. The physical and behavioral characteristics or signs that I've shown you can help you gauge whether there's underlying interest. There is no foolproof way to know if someone likes you without directly asking, but there are some specific physical and behavioral signs that will help you gauge whether there's underlying interest. Don't read too much into everything. Just go with the flow and enjoy seduction. I would prefer not asking because actions are going to speak louder than words, and if you practice the art of seduction, you won't have any problems finding out if someone likes you or not. 10 ways to look super flirty and seductive without trying too much. Number 1, wear the little black dress. You can't go wrong with a little black dress. Wear high heels. Flaunt those high heels. This is one of the quickest ways to look sexier. Wear color red. Play up your best features. Like I told you, dress for your body type. Maintain great hairstyles. Accessorize. right. Know your body type. I've said it again and I'll keep on saying it. Wear decent but stylish clothing. One last tip about how to look sexy and feel like a sexy woman. It starts with how we think and feel about ourselves. It is how we perceive ourselves on the inside that truly represents how we act on the outside. Ultimately, it will affect how we show up to the world. One more bonus thing for the ladies. Here is what every man wants in a woman. He wants to be deeply attracted to you. He wants to be able to share his passion with you. He wants a good listener. Listening is something that we should practice, ladies. He wants someone who shares his goals and dreams. He wants someone who has dreams and goals of herself. You need to know yourself. You need to know to have a life. He wants a woman he is compatible with. The things is that he wants a woman he can have great sex with, and he wants a woman with a great vibe. Your vibe grows from your mood. It is an extension of how you truly are. Seduction works on someone's subconscious mind. The art of seduction is very different from turning someone on. Sure, you can turn on a guy by sticking your hand down his pants, but seducing him takes a lot more skill and ability. Seduction can be practiced. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. My next seducer type is the rake. He is the genius of seductive language. I am going to break down the rake like I did with the siren. I'm also going to give you bonus tips each and every time of how to make you really to succeed in seduction. We are going to review the art of seduction. I have listed my information sources just in case you want to go read. One last reminder as we learn the art of seduction is we need to know ourselves. We need to do some self-analysis and evaluation. In order to effectively love other people, we need to have self-love and self-care. In order to effectively seduce other people, we need to also know how we are. The strategy is always to know yourself before you know other people. Love yourself before you love other people. Seduce yourself before you seduce other people. The people who effectively seduce know how to step back. They know how to move back and let someone else shine. It is impossible to get under someone's skin if you haven't gotten under your own skin, if you don't have any identity. I always recommend therapy. Get therapy, see a professional, get yourself analyzed, do some self-analysis, be vulnerable and be able to get people to talk to you. Open up to the process of seduction. Self-analysis is having a meeting with yourself and being able to analyze yourself, what makes you tick and what makes you fail. This will also help you not to be a victim of seducers. I'm using victim not in a bad way, but just to know who is the target and who is the general. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I will see you next time on Couch Sundays. Bye.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but